Somewhere in Japan right now, a woman is sitting behind a desk, breathing, blinking, holding eye contact, warming your hand when you shake it, and she was built in a factory. For decades, Japan has chased one goal almost no other country took seriously. Not robots that lift boxes, not robots that do backflips, robots that pass as people. And this year, that project finally left the laboratory, because the newest one is not a prototype anymore. She is a product with a price and a delivery date, and her creators say she is around 95% human. Today, we are counting down the 8 most lifelike female androids ever built in Japan, from the one that started it all to the one that just hit the market. And I promise you, by the time we reach number 1, you will understand exactly why that last 5% is the part that keeps engineers awake at night. Number 8, Actroid. We kick off this list with the machine that started the entire obsession. Built by the Kyoto company with Osaka University, the Actroid stunned the world at the World Expo in Aichi back in 2005, greeting visitors and giving directions in 4 languages. And here is what nobody expected. She did not run on electric motors. She ran on air. Compressed air pushed through soft lines hidden inside her body, which is why her movement looks springy instead of mechanical and jerky. Air behaves like muscle. Motors do not. Her silicone skin was sculpted to look like a young woman. Her lips moved in sync with her speech, and pressure sensors let her feel when someone stood in front of her. She would turn her head toward whoever was speaking. So why is she only number 8? Because she was bolted in place. The compressor feeding her was hidden under the floor. She could not walk, and every word came from a script. But make no mistake, every android that follows on this list is an argument with her limitations. Quick pause before we go further. This channel is chasing 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month. 1,000, that is the whole goal. If you are enjoying this, hit subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. Now, number 7. Number 7, HRP-4C. If the last one could not move, this one had the opposite problem. Built by AIST, Japan's National Research Institute, and nicknamed the Cybernetic Human, she was designed around the average measurements of a young Japanese woman, about 5'2", roughly 43 kilos, with 8 motors inside her face alone, enough to smile, look surprised, and pull a convincing frown. But the reason she made headlines had nothing to do with her face. She walked, on 2 legs, on her own, out onto a runway at Tokyo Fashion Week, making her the first robot in history to model at a fashion show. She sang using synthesized vocal software and danced alongside professional dancers keeping time. Now here is the strange design choice. From the neck down, her creators left her openly, unapologetically robotic. Exposed joints, visible mechanical limbs, nothing hidden. Only the face and hands looked human. Almost every android on this list is more convincing than her above the shoulders. Almost none of them can do what she did below them. Number 6, Aiko Chihira. And now we get to the first one, who actually clocked in for work. Built by Toshiba and driven by more than 40 actuators, Aiko Chihira never spent her career on a stage or in a lab. She was placed at the information desk of a department store in Tokyo, greeting real customers walking through real doors. She would bow, welcome you, and point you toward the floor you wanted. But the detail most people missed is the important one. She could sign. Japanese Sign Language, with her hands and fingers, because Toshiba built her to communicate with deaf visitors and elderly customers who struggle with speech. And that was always the real plan. Retail was the audition. Toshiba said out loud that the target was hospitals and elderly care, which tells you everything about what Japan was actually building toward. Her conversation was shallow, and her mouth gave her away up close. But she was the first android here to hold down a job with a shift, a uniform, and customers. Still here? Then do the one thing that helps. Subscribe. 1,000 by the end of the month is the target, and every single one counts. Number 5, Kodomaroid. Unveiled by Hiroshi Ishiguro Laboratories and put on permanent display at Miraikan, Japan's National Museum of Emerging Science in Tokyo, Kodomaroid was built for one job: reading the news. Not once, continuously. She read bulletins pulled from live news feeds, hour after hour, switching voices and languages mid-broadcast. Her creator's reasoning was brutally practical. The news has to be read on weekends, on holidays, and at 3 in the morning, and a human anchor eventually needs to sleep. Standing beside her was a second android, Otonaroid, and this is where it gets unsettling. Museum visitors were allowed to operate her, You sat at a console, you spoke, and your voice and expressions came out of her body across the room while strangers talked back to her. And the museum was watching all of it. These two were not exhibits. They were a live experiment on the public, measuring how ordinary people behave when they cannot quite decide what they are looking at. And the answer was the interesting part. Most visitors stopped treating them like machines within a minute. Number 4. Geminoid F. Now we get to the one that made this technology cheap enough to actually leave the building. The F stands for female, and she came out of the same Ishiguro laboratory. But instead of cramming her full of hardware, they stripped her down to roughly 12 actuators, a fraction of her rivals. Sounds like a downgrade. It was the smartest move on this entire list because it dropped the cost far enough that she could be built in numbers and sent into the real world. And they sent her everywhere. She modeled clothing in a department store window in Osaka, and the outfit sold out. She appeared on stage. She was cast in a feature film. She sat with patients in a hospital, and staff reported that people spoke to her more openly than to human visitors. But here is the part that changes how you see all of this. She is teleoperated. A human sits somewhere else, and their facial movements are mapped onto her face in real time. So when Geminoid F smiles at you, somebody is smiling. Just not the person in front of you. Number 3. Erica. We are on the podium now, with the Android experts called the most advanced conversational machine in the world when she was revealed. A joint project between Osaka University, Kyoto University, and the ATR Research Institute, Erica was built to do the one thing none of the others could: talk. Properly, on her own. No script, no operator, no puppet strings. An array of 16 microphones and depth cameras tracks who is speaking in a room, and she turns toward them, listens, and answers. And her face hides a clever trick. It was not modelled on a real woman. It was blended from around 30 different faces into one that reads as attractive and completely unplaceable, so your brain has nobody to compare her to. That one decision beats the uncanny valley better than any amount of silicone. She was cast as the lead in a film and lined up to anchor television news. And she still cannot walk, because Erica's entire existence proves a point Japan figured out long before Silicon Valley did. The hard part was never the body, it was the conversation. Number 2. Mindar. And now we arrive at something unlike anything else on this list. Inside Kodaiji, a Zen temple in Kyoto standing for more than 400 years, there is an android that gives sermons. Built with Osaka University for a project costing around 100 million yen, Mindar represents Kannon, the bodhisattva of compassion, and delivers a 25-minute teaching on the Heart Sutra, written by the temple's own monks. She stands almost 6.5 feet tall. Her face, hands and shoulders are soft human silicone. The rest is bare aluminium and exposed wiring deliberately left in plain sight. Western visitors called her a Frankenstein. Japanese visitors mostly did not, and the monks had an answer ready. An image of a deity was never supposed to look like a person. It changes form to reach whoever is standing in front of it, which makes her the only android here that was never trying to pass as human. She was trying to be believed. Number 1. The 95% android. And here we are. Everything you just heard, the air muscles, the silicone, the sign language, the news reading, the conversation, lived in separate machines scattered across Japan. Number 1 is the first time all of it arrived in one body with a price attached. Start with the skin, because it is no longer one stretched sheet. It is layered, a soft outer surface with pores and fine hair, a springier layer beneath that behaves like fat, and anchor points that let it crease and slide the way real skin does. Then fine wiring holds that surface at roughly 36 degrees Celsius. Body temperature. Why does that matter so much? Because your hand decides whether something is alive long before your eyes do. Shake a cold hand and every alarm in your head goes off. Shake a warm one and your brain quietly files it away as a person. Underneath, dozens of movement points blink at deliberately irregular intervals, because a perfectly timed blink gives the whole thing away. Her shoulders rise and fall in a breathing cycle she does not need. There are no lungs. She breathes because you expect her to, but the real leap is her brain, because she runs on a large language model. There is no script to fall off. She remembers what you said 4 minutes ago, and a camera behind her eyes reads your face while you speak, and her engineers obsess over one number: the gap. That silence between your question ending and her answer starting. Past about 1 second, a human brain flags it as wrong. so they fill it with small breaths and soft filler sounds, exactly like a person thinking. She is sold and leased by Japanese makers, rented by the day, and her skin is replaced on a schedule like tires. She is not a gadget, she is equipment, and Japan did not build her for fun. The population is shrinking, and by 2040 roughly 1 in 3 people will be 65 or older, with a care worker shortfall running into the hundreds of thousands. Somebody has to sit with the person who lives alone. So what is the missing 5%? It is not her face. Her face is basically solved. It is everything below her neck, walking naturally, standing up out of a chair, and above all, hands. Picking up an object she has never seen before and adjusting her grip mid-motion is still one of the great unsolved problems in robotics. And then there is the pause. Ask her something nobody prepared for, and for a fraction of a second you watch her search. Timing, balance, and touch. The 3 things a 2-year-old does without thinking, and the 3 things a $100 million laboratory still cannot crack. That is the 5%. And Japan no longer owns this race because China is pouring enormous money into exactly this problem and moving fast. So there you have it. From a machine bolted to the floor at a World Expo, to an android preaching in a 400-year-old temple, to a woman behind a desk who breathes, remembers your name, and asks how the traffic was. The question was never whether they would arrive. They already have. The real question is how long before you meet one and never find out. Now I want to hear from you. Which one impressed you the most, and which one put a chill down your spine? Drop it in the comments, I read all of them. And if you made it this far, hit that like button and subscribe. 1,000 by the end of the month. That is the goal. See you in the next one. Take care.